Schultz, Sheridan, and Fritz. When I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I'm going to say BSSF, but it's a tongue twister. So I knew that wasn't going to work because you might say something wrong and I didn't want to confuse you if you were paying me. So I didn't want to mess that up. My name is Jesse Swear. Hopefully Amanda has provided some information or a backdrop in regards to who I am. I am a nationally recognized inclusive fitness trainer ×2, a finalist in 2015 and 2018. I did not win, unfortunately. And locally, I'm a Silver Sneakers inclusive flex instructor. So it's a little different than instructors that teach in fitness facilities. I'm able to go out into the community and teach classes right directly into the community, no matter where it's at. And also recently was just contacted by Highmark Direct Care stores, and they placed me in charge of starting a senior fitness program in one of their direct care stores. So you're probably wondering, how did I get here today? About 6 months ago, and I'm going to pace, that's how my thoughts come to me. So if it doesn't make anybody nervous, I'm not going to grab it. So about 6 months ago, Amanda reached out to me, and she informed me that the Fit Club wanted to do something new and exciting for 2018. Well, 6 months later, I'm the new and exciting thing for 2018. So I hope you're all in anticipation for that. So we tossed around a few ideas of what we're going to discuss today. One of those was healthy meal prep and planning. I see that you all have a nice buffet besides the desserts. So we kind of tossed that out just because of the time and how much it would take to just prepare all that, present it, and then have you duplicate it. So we didn't do any of that. So then the next thing we talked about was healthy meditation techniques to help reduce stress. So I thought about this one really hard. And I actually brought some times that I need meditation. There are times when I'm out, one of the ways that I need meditation is sometimes when I go get a coffee and it's too hot to drink. I need some meditation. And then when I'm up there, my girlfriend needs meditation then, because she can't stand me slurping my hot coffee. The other times I need meditation is when I'm out here on the bypass, I'm in the left lane, and somebody's doing 45 miles per hour, and that's the speed limit. But I'm in a hurry, get out of my way, I need to be somewhere. I need meditation. Or the other day I was down at the red light where you got the CVS and the Rite Aid, and I'm in the right lane, I need to turn. And it's red, but it doesn't say you can't turn on red. And this car is in front of me with a turn signal, and it will not turn. It will not turn. No matter how close I get to it, it still doesn't turn. You almost got to like honk the horn and then move. I need meditation at that time. Or recently I was at Giant, and this is before they put like 12 different self-checkout scans in. And I was in the self-checkout scan. And there was this individual in front of me that had an entire grocery cart full. So I was like, all right, I'm not even going to attempt this. So I went to the checkout where they're going to check you out. And there was an individual in front of me. And next thing you know, they're getting done, and they whip out their checkbook to pay with check. I don't care. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I need meditation for that. And I can give you so many different more examples. In fact, when someone backs up into your car, not once but twice, and then the third time, just to try to make it dummy proof, they get a new car, and those new cars, like 2016 on, they have big backup cameras on them, so you can see like a football field behind you, football field to your left, football field to your right. And when you know, they still back up into my car. That's my girlfriend. She's here. So not only do I need meditation after that, but throw me some medication in as well, because I get so frustrated with it. So with having meditation, you all get angry just like I do. I need meditation just like you do. Heck, when I get hungry, I need meditation. I'm like that Snickers commercial as well. I get really angry. So we had to toss that out too. But hold on to both of those because I'm going to come back to them. But one thing that I did hear Amanda kept saying to me, because she didn't know too much about me, she kept saying when we were talking, she kept telling me that this group was a really young group. She kept saying, we're really young. Really young. I think that she knew that it was going to take 6 months for me to get here, and there were going to be job evaluations real soon. So she kept saying you were young, and I would say, but Amanda, I work with an aging and disability population mainly, and then she'd say, but you guys are all right? And then I'd say, but you're all going to age. And she'd say, but we were all
Yeah.
yeah, I know you're feeding your mouth, I know. And then I say, but you're all going to grow old. And she would say, but you all are.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're all young. But just like the tax process is changing, and it continues to change, so is the process of aging. You all have your freedoms to choose. You have your freedoms to learn. You have your freedoms to earn. You don't necessarily have your freedom to not age, because it is going to happen to all of us. Aging is part of that process, and we're all going to age. So, for the first time, and really the only time, because I'm not going to repeat this presentation again, because Amanda's my influencer, and she influenced what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to drop, not only to Lancaster, but to Camp Hill, the 7 simple step approach to growing.
Oh.
7 simple step process of growing younger. There you go. But I already gave you 1 and 2 because of time constraints. Number 1 is meal prep. Number 2 is healthy meditation. Good luck with both of them. I'm leaving that up to you. Number 3, and it's going to be difficult for some of you, is move. So what you're going to have to do, and it's really brief because we have so much to do, is what I do in the community is I get individuals to move. Let's engage in the disability population. So I brought some music along. I'm going to demonstrate some of those exercises, and this young, very young group is going to assist me with those exercises. Hope Amanda told you all that. You did sign a liability form, which is my photo. Because the application collapsed and she didn't sign it. But all you got to do is follow along with me. Again, it's going to be really short, and then we're going to move on. Everybody ready? All right, just be careful. Don't get the person in front of you and you're all sitting down. So I'm just going to take my right hand, I'm just going to move it up. You can stand if you want, we're very inventory proof. So you can stay seated. There you go, in the back. You're trying. There. Here we go, so we're going to go right, left. Here we go, right, left. Just remember, when I say we're crossing my hand, I'm going to take my right hand across my heart next, okay? So you're not hitting anybody in the face. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Right hand. Right hand. So you guys now we're going back and forth. I just want to make sure that hit you. There you go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them back and just drop down, take a look. You just want to really digest that food. I know it's really healthy. That's what those brown is. And just going to hold them up. You're going to hold them all the way back. Now we're going to drop them over to the side. Don't get it to the side. All the way back in the stretch. And you're just going to bring them up just like this. And then you're going to bottom weave. All right, everybody knows how to jab, so we're going to take that right hand. Everybody, you're going to jab it out, left hand out. Back and forth. There you go. Now you can do it. You can see this. You would not want to work for this company anymore. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just back up the gut. Good. This is really digesting that food. Then get your heart rate up. Give it a 3, 2, 1, and stop. And we're going to stop these. You're going to have to see you guys break. Give yourself a round of applause. So that is number 3, the simple step process to growing young or growing younger. It's move. And I'm going to explain that. As soon as I get some hydration, make sure you're hydrated as well. And typically when I do that in the community, we use dumbbells, Pilates bands, Pilates balls, resistance bands, cool downs, warm-ups, music that has a certain beat, just like we were beating to. So, move. Why is it important? I'm going to give you 4 reasons today. Sarcopenia. Anybody ever heard of sarcopenia? It's age-related muscle loss. So you're thinking to yourself, well, we're all young, so how can we have age-related muscle loss? Well, the thing that occurs is from 5 to 18, majority of us, when we're in grade school, to junior high, to high school, we're all getting about 60 minutes of physical activity a day. And then we turn 18, and then much of us, probably everybody in here, goes off to college. Some of us go off to college and you think you're going to be some big athletic stud, so you continue to play sports because you think the NFL is going to be your dream, or softball, or baseball, or tennis, or so you're very active still. However, what starts occurring is once you are very active is around the age of 20, you start realizing, just like I did, that I wasn't going to be an athlete anymore. That wasn't going to occur. I wasn't going to make my millions playing basketball next to LeBron James. It wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to be out on the football field. Some of us around 20, we have 2 years of schooling, and some of us drop out. Some of us don't finish that school. Some of us might get someone pregnant, or we might get girlfriends, boyfriends, and we start going the opposite direction. So when 20 starts hitting, some of us continue with their education. Some of us might hit the workforce. Some of us might have a family. So it's real interesting around 20 is other things change as well. Our hormones, we become attracted to maybe that opposite sex or that same sex a little bit more. Or we start wanting to party a little bit more because we're almost 21 if we're not already doing it before. So our priorities change as well around the age of 20 because we're going career focused, family focused, or we're going school focused, or we're just going in a different direction completely. So what happens at age 20, we start becoming sedentary, our hormones change, and between the age of 20 and 30, muscle loss can be up to 3 to 5%. And then you can take every decade after that, from 30 to 40, another 3 to 5%. 40 to 50, another 3 to 5%. 50 to 60, another 3 to 5%, and keep going, 60 to 70. So if you have sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss, the next thing that starts occurring then is dynapenia. Anybody know what dynapenia is? It's age-related strength loss. So if you have muscle loss, well, of course, then you're going to lose your strength as well. The difference with that after the age of 20, if you're being sedentary, your hormones are changing, then it can increase up to 6%. So you got age-related muscle loss, 3 to 5%, and now all of a sudden dynapenia comes in because you're losing muscle mass. Now you have a 6% strength loss, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, every decade up to 6%, and then after 70, it even drops off even more. So you have 1, you have sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. 2, you have dynapenia, age-related muscle strength loss. And then what that starts occurring and impacting is your BMR. Anybody know what BMR is?
Body mass index. Was I wrong?
You're close.
Oh.
You got the R. You got it. Basal metabolic rate. But I'm coming to that next. Yeah, I'd kick her if she probably told you. Well, that's HR though. I don't know if I kick HR. Amanda's been kicking HR for a while. She's been trying to get that raise. Yeah, I didn't say I. It's okay. BMR, basal metabolic rate. We're coming to the BMI. That's next, so hold on to that thought. So basal metabolic rate changes. So guys, you all have an advantage. I hear this all the time from my girlfriend. And your advantage is that you weigh more. And typically if you weigh more, that means you have more lean body mass on you. If you have more lean body mass, basal metabolic rate is how much energy you're burning at rest. Lean body mass burns more energy at rest than bad body mass. So guys, you weigh more, you always have more lean body mass. That allows you to go get seconds. It allows you to drink another beer. It allows you to do all these other things that females necessarily can't do. However, as sarcopenia starts impacting your lives and dynapenia starts impacting your life, your BMR, especially the fellas, females are already dealing with it on a daily basis, your BMR starts slowing. So then you can't eat as much anymore. You can't go back and get those second helps. You can't have that extra drink that you typically can when you're younger. We all have. There's a 6-pack and down to the 12-pack. So BMR starts occurring. So now you got 1, you got sarcopenia. 2, you got dynapenia. And 3, you get your BMR. So then the 4th one that starts occurring is your BMI. What I just really allude to is your body composition starts changing. So that gentleman back there said body mass index, yes. So if you have sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, you have dimopenia, age-related strength loss, and then your BMR starts slowing down because of both of those, it's only evident that your body mass index, your body composition is going to change. And that's why move makes it to number 3 on the simple step process, or the simple step approach to growing young or younger. That's why you want to move, aka exercise. You want to make sure that you get exercise into your body. The next one is hydrate. And speaking of hydrate, I need to hydrate. But number 4 is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Now I know some of you out here, you're thinking hydration, you're thinking like Starbucks. Guy over there is thinking the IPA from Trogs. For you. Just see him licking his lips. He's just like on a summer shanty or something, a blue moon. He's laughing because he is. But hydrate, that's not the hydration I'm talking about. I mean, that's delicious. I'm sure it's not nutritious. None of those. But I'm talking about H2 to the sizzle. I'm talking H2O. I'm talking that hydration. You know, like Acadia, Aquafina, Dasani, Smart Water, Voss, Nestle, Deer Park. You can go to any grocery store and you get them. Just don't go to the checkout scan. You know, you might have something like you can't check. You can do all that, and then you're going to need meditation. But hydration is important. And I got about 10 reasons why it's important. But again, this is interactive. I try to get the group involved. When you're born, what is the percentage of your body, what's the makeup of water that's in your body? Anybody can take a guess. You're not going to be wrong. Just
75%.
close. We'll take between. It's 78. It's 78%. When you hit age 60, what do you think the percentage of water in your body is?
60.
You're close. 65.
Oh, there you go.
When you hit 65, what do you think the percentage of water in your body is? I didn't say alcohol either, I said water. Close, it's 60. So between when you're born to 65, the percentage of water only drops 18%. 18%, that's it. Almost your entire life, the percentage of water only drops 18%. And there's 10 other reasons why you should drink lots of water. For me, for example, it's for my dry lips, 1, dry mouth, 3, dry eyes, 4, it helps with mental clarity, 5, it helps with complexion, 6, it helps with reducing toxins, 7, it helps with something called orthostatic hypotension. Ever get down, bend down, get up early and get a little dizzy? A lot of times it's because you're dehydrated. The senior population, a lot of times we don't recommend that they bend forward because they get dizzy as well. Blood pressure drops. Well, water helps with blood pressure as well, and I'm not even throwing that into the cause. Helps with thermoregulation. You exercise, you drink water. That's because you overheat, so you need to put water back into your body. It helps with joints. It helps with many different things. And number 10, because I probably gave you about 11 or 12 right there, number 10 is you're born and you have 78% of makeup of your body is made of water. And then as you age, it only goes down to 60%. And that's why it's important to hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. However, I know that you all are CPAs, the majority of you in here, so I'm going to give you a simple math equation because you're probably saying, well, how much water should I drink on a regular basis? Anybody thinking that? He's thinking Trogs. I won't pick one now. All that. Yeah, so here's the simple equation. What I want everybody to do right now, just in the head, you don't got to write it down. Take your current weight, not your goal weight after this presentation. Current weight. And you divide that by 2. Everybody have that number? Now, take 8, which is 8 ounces, that's a cup, and you divide 8 into that weight. And that's how many cups, 8-ounce cups, you should have a day. So I'll give you my example. I weigh about 200 pounds. I'm going to divide that by 2, so I'm at 100. And I take 100 divided by 8. So I need about 12 of these a day of water. Now coffee counts. You can drink coffee. You can do about 2 cups of coffee, and it'll count towards. But that's how much hydration you want. Now listen, I fail. I never get 12 of those little bottles. Heck, I don't even get 4 of the big bottles. But hydration is important, and that's why it's 4, or number 4, of the simple step approach to growing younger. Put an ER on the end. We get an exercise you guys hard enough, you might actually hit the ER. Now the next one, number 5, simple step approach to growing young, is make your bed. Now you're probably wondering how that has anything to do with what I'm talking about. And when you think about making your bed, I go back to the days when I had to make my bed with my mother or my father. Think about when you were really young and they told you to make your bed. It was because you wanted to go out play with your friends, you had to go to church, or you had to go to school, and you would just throw your bed together. Throw your pillow in there, throw the big comforter over. In fact, back in the day, I remember I had these incredible Hulk onesies. Yeah. My girlfriend probably would want to see me in my Incredible Hulk onesies right now because I just bulge out of them and bust out of them. So I'd wear these onesies and I'd stuff them under there as well. And I would stuff everything out, and it would pass. It would pass the inspection of life. Mom would let me go play with my friends. She would let me go to school, and then I wanted to go to school, but she'd let me go. But I'm not talking about that type of making your bed. In fact, years ago, I was able to join our United States military and join the Air Force. And the first thing that they would have you do every morning was they didn't have you make your bed, they had you make you do something else. They had you make your rack. That's what it was called. It wasn't called a bed, it was called a rack. And what would you get was you get this metal framed bed, the rack, and it had to be placed on this linoleum floor on these 4 magic marker spots on that floor. And that rack had to line up on those magic marker spots. And then you get a sheet, of course with a mattress, and that sheet had to be perfectly wrapped around that mattress. And then you got another sheet where you had to put hospital corners on every single corner. Does anybody know what a hospital corner looks like? It is a 90-degree angle, and I'm talking like sharp. So draw a 90-degree angle, and it has to be sharp 90-degree angle, and then your sheets had to be flat. You got a comforter, you put the comforter at the bottom, that had to be flat as well, nice and folded, and then you get your pillow and you put it at the top. Sounds great, right? Easy. Well, every morning, your TIs, your drill structures would come in, and you'd hear this change, and you'd have to snap together, just like this, stand at attention, and they'd go and they'd inspect everybody's rack. And you had about 36 airmen, that's what we call this. So that's in the Air Force. 36 of these beds they'd check. And they were checking to make sure that you were lined up on that rack, that you were on top of those 4 spots, that you had the 90-degree angles. And if you didn't have those 90-degree angles, or if you had some wrinkles, they'd rip your bed apart. And they'd rip everybody else's bed apart. And there you're having a bed-making party. The only thing back I look at it, and I don't think it was a bed-making party, because what you don't understand is when those TIs and drilling structures come in, they come in at any different time, and there you are, at attention, in your tighty-whities. 36 of you. Or what I used to call them, we used to call them skivvies. And there you are, standing at attention. And I used to think, literally and figuratively, that those TIs and those drill structures were DICKSs. Because we had to stand there like that and make these beds. But years later, I understand the reason and the importance of making that bed. And the importance and the reason of making that bed for every single one of you in here is the fact is that if you can get up every morning and you can make that bed, then you complete that first initial simple task of your day. If you get to that first simple task, then you can get to that next task of maybe brushing your teeth, getting your clothes on. No matter if you don't want to get up or not, you end up putting those clothes on, you walk downstairs or you walk out that door. Maybe you're going to just take your dog for the walk. You come back, you get your breakfast, you hop in your car, you get on the bypass out here. Hopefully no one's doing 45. And you don't need meditation that early in the morning. You go get your coffee, hopefully it's not too hot. You get to the red light here, hopefully you don't gotta turn right and come over the train tracks and hit a train. But you get to kill those simple tasks. If you got kids, you drop them off. You get to work, you get to answer your emails, you finish those simple tasks. You get to answer your phone calls, you finish those simple tasks. Heck, you might even fail at a few. You might even get some road rage. You might forget to drop your kids off at school. They might be in the back. But the thing is, at the end of the day, after doing all these tasks, either good or they're bad, you get to come back home, and you get to come home to that first task that you completed that morning. You get to go home back to that bed. And you get to pull those covers back, and you get to hop in it, and you get to lay on that cool side of those sheets. And as you're lying down there, if you're anything like me, you get to think about what you accomplished that day or what you didn't accomplish. You get to think about what you still want to accomplish. You get to think about how you failed, or you were good at something, or maybe the deadline you have the next day. And as you lie there, you still get to dream, you get to still have goals, and literally the next morning when you wake up, you have the opportunity to make the bed how you want it. Literally, you're going to get to make the bed that you sleep in that day. And that's why make your bed is number 5 of the simple step approach to growing younger. So make your beds wisely, because it's going to impact each of your days. Man, you get into the small bottles. That's all right. I get chugged one of those just like that. So, before I get to number 6, there was a time in my life that I was tired. I was tired of being stagnant. I was tired of being dormant. I was tired of accepting mediocrity in my life. I was tired of failing. I was tired of being a disappointment. I was tired of having bad relationships. I was tired of doing inappropriate things. In fact, I was tired of the storms of life. And I know that we all face storms of life. Every single one of us has faced storms in life. But I'm not talking about, and I brought an umbrella to demonstrate it. I wasn't talking about like those normal storms when you get like rain, right? My girlfriend and I, we were just at Lancaster this weekend, and it started raining. And it'd be nice if those storms of life in the rain, they just came straight down, right? But a lot of times, that's not what occurs. When you hit a storm, a lot of times the wind blows, the rain comes from each direction. So if I have the rain over here, guess what? I'm getting hit on this side. And this umbrella, I don't know where she got this at the dollar store, I'm not sure. But surely I gotta buy a new umbrella or something. And it's polka dot. My favorite. But the rains come. They come from different directions. You get wet. Those hurricane winds pick up. Those tornadoes. You get hail, you get sleet. All that stuff in my life, it just really started surrounding me. And I felt basically that this umbrella wasn't doing any good. I felt I was just drowning. And that was all the muck and the choices that I made, that it was just surrounding me, and I was stuck inside these 4 walls just like we are right now. And I just kept repainting them and doing the same thing. So the umbrella didn't work, and I was getting hit in the face with all this rain. So, you know, I probably thought I rode my motorcycle today. I had one. I didn't. So what I did, because I was drowning from all this, I put this helmet on. And I hope you can hear me. But I thought that this helmet was going to protect me now from this weather, this onslaught of these storms. And it did, because you can drop this down if you ride motorcycle. Anybody ride motorcycle? I think you all should. The rain, it doesn't come in. problem with his helmet, it protects your face. It doesn't protect you from all the times you fall down. All the scrapes, all the bruises. See, the problem with scrapes and bruises, if you fall, who has children? If your child falls and they cut themselves and you don't take care of that scrape or that bruise, what happens to it?
Get infected or just various bad things.
Helmet didn't protect me from that. I wasn't protecting myself from all those scrapes and those bruises and their fall. So what happens, just like the gentleman says, you start getting scars and that scar tissue. So how do you remove scar tissue? When you have busted relationships, you made bad choices, you had failed job experiences. Some of us, we get piercings. Some of us might get a haircut. Some of us go on this diet to try to make us feel better. Some of us go to the bar. Some of us eat more. Some of us don't leave our houses. I figured the bro didn't work, the helmet didn't work, so I'm going to just get tattoos. I figured these tattoos, they're going to heal me. I figured if I got breathe on my arm, if I got persevere on my arm, if I got believe on my arm, if I got faith in myself, that it would all work. And then that didn't work, so then I got God first, I got a proverb on it. That didn't work either. So then I got stars and I got a horizon, just to make sure that I kept my head above those waves and I kept looking at those stars, because I knew where I wanted to go. But that didn't work either. The umbrella didn't work, the helmet didn't work, these tattoos didn't work. My hands were tired, my feet were tired. I was tired of being in the same place, running the same race at the same pace. So I took a seat. Just like you all right now. And I actually ended up listening to some guy. Some old man, some guru that I still call him to this day. I sat and I listened to this guy speak. And he talked about how he's changing lives. He was motivating. He was encouraging. Now, at the end of the presentation, I don't expect any of y'all come up to me at the end of the presentation. I went up to him. And I said, man, I want to be just like you. And he asked me my name. Told him my name. And the next thing he said out of his mouth was, how bad do you want it? At that point in time, the umbrella didn't work, the helmet didn't work, tattoos won't work. I was like, I want it bad. So he said, you know what? He said, I go to City Island every morning at 5:30. Everybody's been to City Island, correct? Go to City Island. He said, meet me there tomorrow at 5:30. So I was like, all right. So I show up the next day, 5:30, big old parking lot down there on City Island. 5:30, there's not too many people there. He's there, I get out, go up to him. First thing he says to me, besides good morning, he says, how bad do you want it? Well, he's a little younger than I am now. Not too much. But I was like, I'm here, ain't I? And then he goes, that's not what I asked. He goes, how bad do you want it? I got one bad. So we started walking. And you know how you walk towards City Island when you're in that big parking lot and you can take the steps into City Island? Or you can take what I call the accessible route. Well, we took the steps. And the thing about those steps, or even our journey in life, is if you ever get down to the bottom of those steps and look up, there's like 100 steps. Like it's really high up. And in fact, you can't even see what's on the other side. And here I am having some faith in this guy that's saying, meet me here at 5:30 in the morning. I have no clue what's on the other side. Heck, I might get abducted. I don't know. But as I walked up those steps, not knowing what I was about to get into, I'll tell you this. When I got to the top, what occurred next changed my life. And it was just City Island. We got onto the top, and to my right, you have the arcade, you have the batting cages. If you go to the left, you have like the little pavilion down below. where you drink all your trogs. If you go to the ballpark, and this is how far back it was Metro Bank Park. It's now First National Bank Park. It's a really nice stadium. So Metro Bank Park, the gentleman, he takes me up to Metro Bank Park and he shows me a sign. And on the sign, you can read the different things about it. It's in 1987. Do you know in 1987, that's when they started playing baseball there in the City Island? That's when the Harrisburg Center started playing. And then he took me to 1995. And he showed me that the Senators, baseball fans? Yankee fan. Oh. Oh, man. Should have said that. I'm about to walk out. So he takes me aside and says, 1995, and you know what? In 1995, the Senators, they were dead last. They had the worst record of any team in that league. And then he went to show me 96, 97, 98, 99. Anybody know what happened in those 4 years? They won. They weren't always in first place, but they won it all. They're the equivalent to the Golden State Warriors. But Golden State Warriors haven't even won 4 straight. Even LeBron got lucky once. They won 4 straight titles. Some in immaculate fashion. So he says to me, he says, if that team can fall and get back up, so can you. And then he says to me, how bad do you want it? And I was like, I want it bad. And I'm like doing a little dance up there. I can't dance. Like, I'm really excited. Like, I want it bad. Like, he's kind of adrenaline me. Like, hey, that team was horrible, and they did this. I did these horrible things, and you're saying I can do this still? So we still keep walking. Anybody been on the riverboat? Right? Yeah. I've been there a couple times with my mom. Maybe took that like a murder mystery with her. Yeah, it's really good food. And if you haven't done it, you should try it. You didn't sign your liability form, so that boat's gonna sink. So we walked down towards the dock of the Pride of Susquehanna. This guru had a backpack today, just like you do. He's prepared. You know what he does? He moves on his backpack and he gives me these binoculars. And he says, I want you to look over at the Market Street Bridge. And if you understand the Market Street Bridge, Harvey Taylor Bridge brings everybody in here to this location. The Market Street Bridge takes you really to the city or to the ballpark. So he says, I want you to look over at the pillars and tell me what you see. So I get these binoculars. I don't have binoculars. I'm holding them up and I'm looking, and I look. I say, do you want me to tell you what the graffiti? And he goes, no, just the numbers. So I read the numbers off, and 72, 33. Then I get to 96, 25. 2004, 24. 2011, 25. And that's what I tell them. Does anybody in here know what the flood stage of Harrisburg is?
17.
17 is some change. It's really close to 17. You're right. So he says to me, if that city can flood and become paralyzed and still rebuild, so can you. How bad do you want it? And I go into my little dance again. I hope you don't got this filmed. Lancaster, sorry. Hopefully there was nobody there. And we keep walking. And I got a bounce in my step at this point. I mean, this guy's really trying to motivate me. And we walk down through and you pass the City Islanders. Back then it wasn't as good as it is now. Definitely City Islanders Stadium looks really nice now. They've done a lot of work to it. But keep walking down through, and you can go left and you can go towards where you get ice cream or you can play mini golf. Everybody's done that. Or you can go straight. And in this instance, we kind of went straight, and I never went that way. But if you go straight, you run into like these bathhouses. And then if you go through the bathhouses, you can enter like the sand. You can take your kayaks or your boat on there. You could lay out there, get a suntan. You can enter the water. So as I'm walking through these bathhouses, like I'm just checking them out, just like you would check out any place that you've never been. And I see this sign on the bathhouse, and it says, no lifeguard on duty, enter at your risk. And at the time I'm reading this, I hear this gentleman, this old man, this guru, this preacher, teacher, far in the distance yelling, "Jesse! Jesse!" And I look, again, it's 5:30. And he's out standing in the water. And then he knows I see him, and I look back at the sign, and he says, "How bad you want it?" So I guess I already came this far. What the heck? I only had chucks on. You just try to suck it out. You don't want all night bingers. So I walk down to the water. The water's on him. It's waist deep. So I get out there. It's waist deep on me. He turns and he starts walking a little farther. Water now up to here on him. And I'm just like, really? Like, seriously? Like, this guy reminds me of one of the TI and drill instructors that I had. So I walk out to him. Water's up to here. And we don't go any farther. At that point in time, you know what he does? And you were closer, I grab you. You're younger, so I grab you. He said younger. So he, you know what he did? He grabbed me and put me under. No one sat out in the front row, and I don't want to take out the camera, but he put me under. He grabbed me and put me under, and I'm telling you what, it was like I could not move. I was stuck under that water. And if you know what it's like to be suffocating or paralyzed, that's what it was like. It was like 1,000 feet down. And it was like 800 feet down. And I'm like, where's the lifeguard? That's what I'm thinking. Where's the lifeguard on duty? And it's 600 feet down. And it's like, it's getting dark. And if you've ever sinking in your life, it gets really dark really fast. There's no light that comes in. Unlike these windows right here. Nothing was penetrating it until you get 200 feet. Now I can't breathe. And then 0 feet. And I hit the bottom. And the guru, he pulls me back up. And he says, "Jesse," he says, "I just want you to tell me one thing that you thought about when you were under there." And y'all can imagine what I'm thinking. As I'm wiping the water. I looked at him and I said, "You know what? I'll tell you what I didn't think about. I didn't think about how after 6 weeks I met this girl and I got married. And then 4.5 years later I got divorced. I didn't think about how I lost my job not once, not twice, not 3 times. I didn't think about all the wasted money I did on drugs and alcohol. I didn't think about how I was in high school and I had to sleep on a couch in the kitchen and my dresser was in there as well. I didn't think about how later in life for 21 straight days I had to sleep on another couch with no hot water. I didn't think about how I stole from friends and family. I didn't think about any of that. I looked at him and I said, I just wanted to breathe. And he says to me, he says, when motivating, encouraged, and inspired becomes just as important as breathing, you'll change lives. And he says to me again, he goes, when motivating, encouraged, and inspiring becomes just as important as breathing, Jesse, you'll change lives. See, my problem was, just like some of you maybe, is I was more worried about being numb and cold to others than breathing. I was more worried about being disrespectful than breathing. I was more worried about being envious, bitter, and vindictive because somebody else had something better than me because they worked harder than me. So I take it instead of breathing. I was more worried about when I was going to get my next drink or do my next line than breathing. I was more worried about success and making money than breathing. It's only when I started helping instead of hurting is when I started motivating. When I gave more than I took, that's when I started encouraging. When I was last and I served, that's when I inspired people. And when I became light instead of being dark, that's when I changed lives. So I've always been told, ever since I was little, if you can change an atmosphere, then you can change somebody's view. And if you can change somebody's view, then you can change an outcome. And if you can change an outcome, then you can change an ending. And unfortunately, my ending, it's almost up to them. We don't have much time left. And it's been a ride, I'll tell you that. And I think sometimes God will make you go to hell just to get you to heaven. And I think I had to go there with some of the things I did just so I get here today to speak to you. And I'm going to give you my take on it in the briefest way I possibly can. And here it is. It's never too late, or in this case, too early, to be whoever or whatever you want to be. There's no time frame on it. Just wasting time. You all can choose to change or you can choose to stay the same. You each are going to make that choice in this game called life. You can make the best or you can make the worst of it. I hope that you make the best of it. I also hope that you ride a motorcycle. No. I hope that you all experience something that startles, that's an S-H-I-T out of you. And I'm not kidding about that. It'll build great character. I also hope you feel something you never felt before. And I'm not talking rain, rainbows, or any type of sunshine. I'm talking like hail, sleet, hurricane winds, tornadoes. Heck, throw a unicorn in there. I also hope you meet individuals that have different viewpoints and different perspectives. A lot of times we don't want to listen to somebody else, or we view somebody else different than us. We don't interact with them. I hope you meet other individuals that have different viewpoints and different perspectives. It allows you to grow. I would say meet more people like me. My girlfriend back there would say, like, hey, one's enough. You're hard enough to deal with. Go meet somebody else. You met me today. I also hope you all live a life that you're all proud of. I hope that you each continue to grow young, but you're growing younger. And I hope, if you ever have to start over, that you have the strength and the courage to do so. And you take fear, because fear stops us in our tracks. You take fear and you allow it to push you forward. Instead of allowing fear to prevent you from moving forward, because fear, it is very, very, very powerful. And it's also a liar. And last and definitely not least, I hope that each help somebody along the way. I know I've been helped by numerous individuals. I also hope that you don't look down upon anybody, but if you do, it's because you're helping them up. And speaking of up, I got to give you 6 and 7. Breathe as number 6 of the simple step approach to growing young, because it could be much worse. And smile as number 7 of the simple step approach to growing young, because none of you in here have been shortchanged in life. And breathe and smile, because my time is up, and I'm thankful and humbled by yours, and I appreciate it, and it's a privilege to be here, and I hope you take something out of it. Thank you again, Amanda. Thank you again for having me. Any questions? You're all stoic. You're all young now?
Thank you.